Hi guys, this is a quick update. So it's Friday the 13th, and as suspected, the Syrian attacks have started. I think the escalation over there, because Donald Trump is saying that this is going to be a protracted war, so I think the escalation over there is going to result in some collateral damage, perhaps something like a mosque or hospital, something with large civilian casualties may occur tomorrow, which will be referenced to as the Saturday Night Massacre. I wanted to point out a couple of things. One, Donald Trump's announcement of the strikes in Syria started at 9:02 p.m. Can we say 9:11? I think so. In the background here, I also noticed that I'm sorry that I can't make it any bigger. Well, I can make it a little bit bigger, but you'll notice that the statue here is of an eagle, which is in flight, and there's actually a woman holding on to the eagle's legs here. So the woman is being carried away, just like the Bible. So there's a biblical reference right in the background as this announcement on Syrian strikes started at 9:02, 9:11 p.m. It's, that's the symbol, that's the signals right there. So this follows very strangely, or rather not strangely, but rather brazenly on Netflix. There's a show called Designated Survivor. And I think some of you may know it, but their latest episode, which came out yesterday, was is pretty much following in line with this kind of Syrian attack theme. In this show, the country that's involved is called Kunami. But what happens is the president in this show launches a strike on that Arab nation, and it results in collateral damage. So I'm just going to play a quick section of it.
Mr. President, sir, one of our missiles hit a hospital.
Civilian casualties.
Fatalities, sir, a lot of them.
I'll be right there. Give me a moment.
Yes, sir.
So I think that's what we're heading to. We're heading to a large civilian casualty event. A Saturday Night Massacre, in my mind, is what I think they're planning. And in that TV show, the way that it's conducted is radar and stuff is put on top of a hospital, so it looks like a military installation, and it gets attacked, but obviously it's a hospital, so civilians die instead. It could be that that happens in the real world in the next couple of hours or in the next day. That could then obviously escalate, because right now Russia is kind of not involved itself in these strikes. It's pulled its military back. It has ordered its ships and its submarines to leave dock, so they're going out to meet like the British submarines and stuff. And I'm guessing in the event that this attack escalates too far and results in collateral damage, that the Russians will then engage, and so will Iran. Iran's already said that they were going to attack, or that they're threatening to attack Israel over the strikes that Israel conducted in Syria after the alleged chemical attacks that took place there was announced. So Israel sent over fighter jets and they took out some targets there, and Iran and Russia were accusing Israel of conducting that. And as a result, Iran said that, it will threaten to destroy Israel if it carries out any stupid measures, and warn them to avoid stupid measures. But as we know, Israel is not happy to have Iran so close in Lebanon, in Syria, and also not happy to have them potentially developing nuclear weapons, which I think they may already have. So in the event that collateral damage happens, there may be some chatter from Iran that they're going to attack Israel over this collateral damage, and Israel could then, strike first. They do have a pretty robust intelligence agency that picks up chatter all over the world. Spying, they're pretty good at that. So they may pick up chatter that Iran's going to attack, or allegedly, and then they may attack first. That, as I've said, could result in nuclear weapons coming out of Iran, because I think they already have them, or result in Russia responding on Iran's behalf because they're allies, and that's how it all escalates. But in relation to the fact that if there is collateral damage and Israel wants to attack Iran, it's not coincidental, but I'll use the word coincidental, that, as I mentioned, the Emir of Qatar went to see Donald Trump on the 11th of April, and then the following day, Qatar follows Saudi Arabia's first bond deal since they cut off ties, which basically gave Qatar $11 billion in financing, which they've apparently raised earlier this week. So it's almost like a payoff that's happened here after the Emir of Qatar went to see Donald Trump, and that could be obviously, to allow um, the USA, Israel, and Saudi Arabia, if they choose to be involved, to go after Iran as they have been wanting to for years. In the iPad Goat video, I just wanted to kind of reference the LTN. They are capital letters, which makes me think of capital cities. And if all of this is a depiction of events that are kind of possibly going to transpire in the next couple of days, then I would put the capital letters as London, Tel Aviv, and New York. And, that would kind of cover Britain, Israel, and America. Obviously, France is involved in the strikes as well, but France seems to always find a way to slip out of things. They may, just not involve their troops that much, but definitely considering the situation with the the alleged chemical attack on British soil, attacking the Skripals, that brought up tensions between the Russians and the UK, with the 23 Russian diplomats being expelled from the UK and 60 diplomats being expelled from Russia, and various numbers of diplomats being expelled from other countries around the world. Tel Aviv is obviously involved at the same time because now they're, involved in this retaliation on Syria, and they've already launched strikes on Syria. And if anything happens that results in mass casualties of civilians, then I think these three capital cities, including New York, because obviously America is involved, will be targets. So I just wanted to kind of put the information out there and let you guys know that all of this has been planned, and I think we've done a good job of tracking it. And just the fact that the announcement started at 9:02, which obviously breaks down into 9/11, and they've got an eagle in the background carrying a woman, which is a biblical reference to the woman being carried away on the wings of a great eagle after the great dragon touches down. That means that the river is going to be spewed forth soon. So the river, in my interpretation, is a tsunami. And I don't know if you guys have been keeping up to date with all the earthquakes that have been happening. We've been getting a few over here in England as well. Not completely unusual, but there's been more earthquakes than there usually is, so kind of significant in that manner. There's been reports about earthquake swarms at Yellowstone, and obviously that's one of the things to watch as well. A volcano is supposed to erupt around this time, a large volcano. It could be Cumbre Vieja, or it could be Yellowstone. I'm not exactly sure. There's also one more, which is Pompeii, I think, one in Italy. And it only stands out to me because when you look at the map, if you think of the iPad Goat video and Obama's foot, you've got the apple that rolls across to his foot, and it's got a volcano depiction on the side of it. And Italy just so happens to be shaped like a boot or a foot. And right in here, in this space in here, there is a volcano. And it's obviously right next to the shape of Italy, which is the boot. So it could be that volcano over there. There's references to Italy in the iPad Goat video, so maybe something happening at the Vatican as well. Obviously, the Vatican is the air quotes head of Christianity, even though it's really sitting inside the head of a serpent and is deceptive in every way. But there could be an attack there, which obviously galvanizes the sleeping Christian community in the wrong way. And then you've got the potential for collateral damage in the Middle East, which will galvanize the Muslim community in the wrong way. So the potential for Albert Pac's Third World War is well underway, and we've got a lot of things going down. I mean, my computer keeps popping up with RT things. Pentagon says Syria strikes are one-time shot to send strong message. But we'll see, because obviously, as I said, Donald Trump said that it will be a protracted event to try and teach Syria or Bashir al-Assad a lesson. That is pretty much my update for you guys. Just wanted to bring your attention to the events that have now transpired, and we're watching closely to see how they escalate. If there's any news of any potential collateral damage, I would say, particularly in London, Tel Aviv, and New York, to be alert and cautious of any retaliation that may come after that event. And with that, you guys, I'll just say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and God bless.